So a team that made just one move at the trade deadline, but ended up being a notable one, was the Milwaukee Bucks when they traded away longtime franchise veteran Chris Middleton to the Washington Wizards, along with AJ Johnson in a pick swap for Kyle Kuzma. Now, this was a big deal because it got the Milwaukee Bucks under the luxury tax. I thought there was going to be a corresponding move to this, and the only move that happened was Marjon Beauchamp for Kevin Porter Jr. And I think the Bucks are in a fascinating situation right now because they don't really own any draft capital. They don't have much of a young core. They are lucky they're in the inferior Eastern Conference, but I do feel like teams are catching up to them, and they're far from what they were when they were coming off that 2021 championship win. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I have done a Giannis Antetokounmpo trading him rebuild in the last few months, so if you want to take a look at that, you can. Today though, we're keeping Giannis. We're trying to win a title with him here in Milwaukee. I don't know if that means Damian Lillard is going to be here. Dame has bounced back this year. He's been an all-star. He's been great, and he has been a little bit better than what he was last year, and we were robbed of a playoff series between Giannis and Dame. Dame was banged up against the Pacers in round one, and Giannis didn't play a single game because he got hurt at the end of the regular season. So I think they would have beaten the Pacers if they were healthy. They did add some shooting at the deadline in Kyle Kuzma. I mean, that actually doesn't really make a lot of sense because he's been a putrid shooter this year. He's had a few nice games since getting traded. Gary Trent Jr. Is a shooter they added in the offseason. They still have Bobby Portis, who is a free agent at the end of the year. They have Brook Lopez, and then you have AJ Green, a good shooter. You have Taurean Prince. They picked up Kevin Porter Jr., and Andre Jackson has shown some flashes this year. Just maybe not great flashes in the dunk contest. So yeah, we're going to see how far this team can go in the 2025 regular season, and then we're going to have to get very creative in the offseason. Too bad Bobby Portis has a player option because I would love to extend him right now, and it gives us a potential trade asset on draft night. But nope, he's got a player option that he's most likely going to opt out of. So Jokic ends up winning MVP, not Shea. Is 2K trying to tell us something? Naz Reid ends up winning 6th Man of the Year. Amen Thompson is your most improved, and Kenny Atkinson in our division takes home Coach of the Year. We do get Giannis Antetokounmpo on All-NBA first team. It is kind of crazy. Giannis is going to have like another top 5 MVP finish because he's finished top 5 in MVP voting every single year since 2019, and then in 2017 he was number 7, and in 2018 he was number 6. So like, we are on an incredible peak for Giannis, and I don't know when it's going to come to an end, but I don't want to take it for granted because this isn't going to be the same player we're seeing right now and over the last 5 years very soon, because I don't know how Giannis is going to age. I don't know how his body is going to hold up over time. So I'm really hoping that Milwaukee can try its hardest to get Giannis one more ring in his prime. As Damian Lillard, All-NBA third team, he had an incredible second half, 47, 39, 90 splits. What a year for Damian Lillard. Definitely the best year in a little bit. I know he was good in that 23 season, but the Trailblazers weren't good. So at least this is for a meaningful team. And Giannis ends up getting on all defensive first team. All right, I love this. We get the rematch against Indiana in round number 1. These two teams met, like I said, last year in the playoffs, but the Milwaukee Bucks were banged up. So now that we are fully healthy, we have Dame and Giannis ready to go. I'm excited to see where this team can go here in the playoffs, as Kuzma did shoot the ball a little bit better in the second half. I'm also going to make Kuzma a small forward. He goes up to an 83 overall. I think the Bucks could experiment with like Giannis at the 5 at sometimes too if they don't want to play Brook Lopez a ton of minutes in the playoffs. And I think we're going to start Kuzma there at the 3. I'm debating if I want to start Andre Jackson just to help us out defensively because, yeah, Dame, Gary Trent Jr., and Kuzma, all 3 defensively, not good whatsoever, but you do have 2 very good defenders in the front court in Giannis and Brook Lopez. So Kevin Porter Jr., I think he's going to get some minutes for the playoffs, but it's only going to be about 10. I don't even know if I want to play Taurean Prince, but I think he's going to get around like 15 minutes a night. We're going to go 15 to AJ Green, maybe like 18 just because he's such an elite shooter. They did pick up Jericho Sims at the deadline, but he's already gotten like some DNPs. Pat Connaughton's still on this roster. Nobody wanted him. I like the Tyler Smith pick. I liked him coming out of the G League Ignite. And then Andre Jackson, like, do I want to go with 10-man rotation? Honestly, I may play him over Kevin Porter Jr. just because of the defense, and I don't know if we need somebody like KPJ. We're going to give Bobby Portis 30 minutes a night. He's going to play a ton. Dame's going to get around 40 minutes a night. Same with Giannis. Let's go about 30 to Brook Lopez. And then I think I'm going to go 30 to Kyle Kuzma. All right, so here we go. We're taking on the Indiana Pacers, who didn't really make any notable moves at the deadline. Indiana wins game 1 by a lot. They beat us by 23 points. Obi Toppin, wow, drops 24 against us. Giannis had a great game. He had 25, 15, and 7, 2 blocks as well. Dame at 39, but Kyle Kuzma goes 3 of 12. Yep, and then these guys really couldn't hit a single shot in Prince, Green, and Andre Jackson as we lose game number 2. Bobby Portis has 24 points off the bench. Giannis 23, 13, and 7. Dame 20 and 10. But we're down 0-2. All right, game 3. We do win this one. We stay alive. We beat them by 1 at home. Oh, man, this is not looking good for us. Game number 4. All right, you know what? A little bit more of a convincing win. We win by 7. Every home team has won so far. Kyle Kuzma with his best playoff game yet. in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. Giannis dropped 32, 21, and 7. 2 steals and 1 block as well. Game 5 goes to Indiana. They won by 5. Damn, we almost came back there in the fourth quarter. Giannis had 32. All right, here we go. Game number 6. Backs against the wall. Every home team has won so far, so I am optimistic we can win this game. But we got to come back right now. We're down by 9 in the third. We need to have a very strong finish. We're down by 3. Please. We're down by 12 with 3 minutes to go. And the Milwaukee Bucks are going to lose to the Indiana Pacers in back-to-back playoff series. And we lose in 6 games, which I believe is the amount of games they lost to last year. Kyle Kuzma, the big trade deadline acquisition, goes 5 of 21 from the field and 2 of 10 from 3. And we are sent home fully healthy. And we're not going to be able to afford like Gary Trent Jr. most likely in free agency. We'll see. Bobby Portis is going to be a free agent. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we don't have much draft capital or young core. Dark days could be on the horizon for Milwaukee, or at least scary days where they got to get a little bit creative. And unless they get some type of like Damian Lillard for Luka Doncic trade to fall into their laps, I don't know how they can really optimize this roster around Giannis right now with how the supporting cast is aging. So draft lottery time, I believe we are not going to get our first round pick or any pick in a swap, but I could be wrong. And unfortunately, I am wrong, yeah, because that pick is going to the Brooklyn Nets. That was in the Mikal Bridges trade, and they get it at 18. Damn, I could really use the 18th pick as the Charlotte Hornets win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. And man, Doc Rivers just really riding high off that 2008 championship win with the Boston Celtics. I kind of want to fire him, but I'm not going to. I think they were way too premature to fire Mike Budenholzer, but maybe he did lose the locker room. And then they fired Adrian Griffin in his first year, which is kind of insane. So yeah, we have $108 million tied up to Damian Giannis, but they both played definitely worth their contracts last year. And Kyle Kuzma is going to be like front and center in this video, so I don't know. I'm like going to try to win a title with Kuzma, but I wonder if he's like a bridge asset for this team. And we legitimately don't have any trade assets right now. Like I kind of want to see what I got in Tyler Smith, and I don't want to keep trading the young core, but I don't want to trade Andre Jackson this offseason. And I don't want to trade AJ Green because he's so valuable at $2.3 million with his 3-point shot. And I don't have any second round picks to try to move Livingston to get in the first round in the 25 draft. Like this kind of stinks. So Cooper Flag ends up going 1 to the Hornets. Number 2 is Ace Bailey to the Nets. Dylan Harper 3 to the Pelicans. Wow. Liam McNeely goes 4 to the Wizards. Trey Johnson 5 to the Jazz. As VJ Edgecombe falls all the way to number 11. Kasperi Shakushonis fell all the way to 17 to Minnesota. That's wild. So, yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. opts out of his player option. Bobby Portis, no surprise there. And then also, no surprise, Pat Connaughton opts into his player option. So, yeah, he's going to be back, at least for the last year of his deal. So, we kind of have to bring back Bobby Portis. I don't know if it's going to be a sign and trade. It definitely could be, but let's lock him up to a 3-year deal worth around $50 million. And thankfully, I am able to bring back Gary Trent Jr., so it's going to be a 3-year deal worth $21 million. I'm also going to bring back Brook Lopez as well on a 1+1. It has a team option, but he's going to be 37. We're about to see him regress a ton in a little bit. And then I'd also like to bring back Jericho Sims on a 2-year deal, just to be another center depth guy for us. So am I able to bring back Portis, Lopez, Trent, and Sims? There we go. All right, I'm going to see if I can pick up 2 solid wings. I'm going to get Kenrich Williams for the minimum, which is very underrated signing. Kenrich Williams, I think, is one of the more underrated defenders in the NBA. And we're going to get Sadiq Bey. We're going to take a chance on him. His contract got not guaranteed by the Wizards coming off that ACL tear. So we're going to pick him up. He's going to probably replace Taurean Prince. And then I'm also going to sign 3 undrafted rookies. We're going to get in that market. So hopefully I get all 3 of them. Mark Sears from Alabama, Savannah Visic from Arkansas, and Tyrese Proctor from Duke. All right, so let's take a look at player progression. Damian Lillard regresses down to an 88 overall. Giannis starting to regress. Brook Lopez hits a big regression wall right there. We are going to probably have to release somebody before the season starts. All right, so we may as well get in front of it. Let's give Giannis Antetokounmpo a new 3-year extension, so he's under contract for the next 5 years. And let's also lock up AJ Green on a 3-year deal around $20 million, so I don't have to worry about him leaving in free agency next year. So I do have to get rid of 2 people before the season starts. There's an easy one, and that is going to be Pat Connaughton. I'm going to release him. He's in the final year of his deal. He did us no favors being paid that much money. So I'm also going to be sending Chris Livingston to the Atlanta Hawks, someone that was the 58th overall pick in the 23rd draft, got, I think, a 4-year guaranteed deal. We're going to get Daquan Plowden. I'm a casual for not knowing who he is. He did appear in 2 games this year for the Hawks. He had 19 points against Chicago, so shout out to him. But we are going to release him, but I'm going to get a 2nd-round pick for Chris Livingston before I was going to have to cut somebody. So we're going to release Plowden there, and we're going to advance to the 2026 season, coming off a 1st-round loss against the Indiana Pacers. All right, so it's going to be Lillard, Trent, Kuzma, Giannis, Bobby Portis. We're definitely going to have Bobby Portis there at the 6-man spot. Brook Lopez at the 5, Giannis there at the 4. We're going to have Saddiq Bey, AJ Green get a decent amount of minutes. I think we can have Kenrich Williams get around 10 minutes a night. And then the last spot, I think I'm going to give it to Andre Jackson. He can get about 15 minutes, and we can go 20 to AJ Green. So we can give one of these young guys a shot throughout the year, depending on how this team is performing. And hopefully it doesn't underperform, and we can maybe just kind of coast our way to being another 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. All right, so I don't know if I have to hit the panic button 18 games in, but we're 4-14. This is probably where Doc Rivers would end up getting fired. Yeah, Damian Lillard is maybe hitting a big regression wall at age 35. Yeah, this is kind of alarming. I can't lie. Gary Trent Jr. has not been the same player, but he did get off to a tough start in the 24 season. I mean, Saddiq Bey's been fine. AJ Green's been fine. I think we got to make a move, though. All right, and we are going to make this trade with the rebuilding Washington Wizards. I'm going to get a little bit younger here. I'm going to send them Brook Lopez and 2 second-round picks. One we got in the Chris Livingston trade, and another one that we are now allowed to move from the 2030 season for Mo Wagner, who's off to a great start this year for the Washington Wizards. He's 28 years old, and he's under a very nice contract going forward. So Mo Wagner is now a member of the Milwaukee Bucks that I don't think is going to save our season, but I do think it's a good way to get younger at the center position, somebody that plays very hard and can space the floor a little bit next to Giannis. All right, so I'm not saying Mo Wagner has saved our season because we're still actually, I guess we're technically worse. We are now 14 games under 500. We were 4-14 when we made that deal. And yeah, we are the second worst seed in the Eastern Conference. This rebuild, it's gonna be challenging where you're not gonna move Giannis and accumulate those assets. So I think sparks the question, Damian Lillard. He's having a very good shooting season. Can we get like a Jimmy Butler recent trade like return for Damian Lillard? I'm not going to say it's impossible, and I think that's probably the route I should go in. Thank you, Kyle Kuzma, for shooting 41% from the field, 24% from 3, 54% from the line. You're really contributing to this team. Mo Wagner's been great. I mean, I really like that pickup for us. Gary Trent Jr., I mean, he hasn't been the shooter he's been. Maybe I'm going to insert AJ Green into the starting lineup, or Andre Jackson, because Andre Jackson has been a good 3-and-D piece for us this year. So honestly, I think if I could pull it off, because it's such a high salary, Damian Lillard's going to get traded in 2 weeks. All right, I don't think this is going to go through, but the Pelicans are pretty much in the middle of the Western Conference, and I wonder if they would give me CJ McCollum's matching salary. Well, not really matching salary, but expiring deal. It's tough that Damian Lillard is only 3-star trade value. Would they do McCollum, Jordan Hawkins, Kelly Olynyk? This is just to make the money work, and I get my first-round pick back in 2026. Let's see. They're going to say no to that. So I don't really know if I can give, I would give you your first round pick back. So we're basically just unswapping these picks. Nope. All right. So I think it's a lost cause that I'm going to get that first round pick back. So could I get this 2028 first, at least one first round pick for Damian Lillard? Nope. All right. Honestly, I think I should be happy with just the Jordan Hawkins asset. Would they do Olynyk, McCollum, and Hawkins for Lillard, Sims, and Mark Sears? Oh my God. All right. Never mind. I mean, it's tough with Jordan Hawkins. Obviously I would like to get some valuable piece in here, and I don't know if that's Jose Alvarado. I'm not getting Yves Missi, right? Yeah, unless I don't think so. It's really tough to find a Dame trade right now. The Raptors are in the middle of the Eastern Conference, and I would think about this trade. I just don't want that Harden contract unless I knew he was retiring at the end of the year. Yeah, that is just an abysmal deal for somebody at 36 years old that's also regressing. All right, I have no idea if we could do this trade with the LA Clippers, but I'd be sending them Damian Lillard and Tyler Smith. I'd be getting Bogdan Bogdanovic is expiring. I'd be taking on Emmanuel Quickley's massive deal, which is a little bit risky, but he's 26 years old, and I'd get a 2030 first-round pick from the Clippers. They are going to agree to that. We trade Damian Lillard to LA. He teams up with Norman Powell, Ivica Zubac, and Kawhi Leonard. And yeah, I don't know if this team gets better, but at least we get a little bit younger with this deal. And I do get a first-round pick down the line in 2030 from the Clippers. And I'm going to be making this trade with the Brooklyn Nets. I'm giving them Kenrich Williams and Mark Sears. They're giving me Reese Beekman, former Virginia Cavalier, and I'm getting Donovan Freeman from the Syracuse Orange. He was the 27th overall pick, but hasn't played yet for the Nets. We get a little bit younger there. As Luka Doncic wins MVP with the LA Lakers, Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year with the Charlotte Hornets. There's Dalton Connect, 6th Man of the Year in LA. Wemby, Depoy Connect, Most Improved, so he's getting multiple awards this year. Giannis still finishes the year on All-NBA First Team, 24.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. I guess using the power of hindsight, I should have traded Damian Lillard an offseason ago, but I didn't expect this season to be this bad. I know I didn't really improve the team, but I thought Giannis could at least still carry me to 50 wins in the Eastern Conference. He ends up on all defensive first team as well. And the Milwaukee Bucks ended the 2026 NBA season with a 31-51 record. You're welcome, New Orleans. You're about to get a top pick in the draft via us. We finished with the second worst record, oh my God, in the East. The third worst record in the NBA. Oh my God, that is going to hurt me so much. That is going to hurt me so much seeing that pick be high up there. Kuzma, you're making $20 million a year for that. Oh God, I don't even know if I could win it with him. I may have to move on from him. Mo Wagner, good year, and he's like barely making any money. I think Bobby Portis could turn into a trade candidate this offseason for sure. AJ Green, 43% from three, definitely worth my money. Gary Trent Jr. and Sadiq Bey could also potentially be trade candidates in the offseason. I like what I saw from Andre Jackson, at least. But yeah, this was a very disappointing year, and I'm sure at this point, maybe there would be talks about a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, as Wemby and Tatum are your conference finals MVPs. And Wemby gets his first ring. Okay, he ends up getting finals MVP. So basically, I'm not trading Giannis. I said that I'm going to try to win a title with him, and we're going to do our best possible team building around him to win it all. Just put me out of my misery. Just, oh my God. I have to give the #1 overall pick to the Pelicans. This is from the Drew Holiday trade. Oh my God. All right. We could have had AJ DeBanza or Cameron Boozer, but I also get the 21st pick. So if the Pelicans were bad with me, and they ended up with the second pick, I would have got that. But the Pelicans ended up making it to the playoffs, so we get the 21st pick in this draft, and I have to give the Pelicans #1. That's insane. We're firing Doc Rivers. I can't with him anymore. So I'm going to get Taylor Jenkins. He got let go from being the Memphis Grizzlies head coach. I think that is an upgrade for us. All right, so I want to see if I can trade Bobby Portis to the OKC Thunder for Obi Toppin and pick 11. They also have 5, 9, 19, and 59 in the stretch. So the Thunder have a plethora of draft picks. Would they do this? They would want Gary Trent Jr., who's under a nice contract, and I'd get an extra first out of this in 27. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to do this. Obi's getting paid a decent amount of money, but we're getting 2 first-round picks for basically Bobby Portis and Gary Trent Jr. I'm going to do that. It hurts trading away Gary Trent Jr. on that contract because that is, in my opinion, below market value and a pretty good deal. But we got to replenish some of this draft capital. And hey, we got something now. I have 2 first-round picks in this draft. I'm going to have a future Clippers first-rounder down the line and a future Nuggets first-rounder. Now, I want to see if I could flip Obi Toppin actually to Detroit for Charles Bassey, who I think could be not a bad center. I've seen him end up on an all-defensive team at one point, and I'd get a first-round pick in this draft at number 23. Would they do this? I don't want to throw in an additional first. I think Jericho Sims is on a 2-year deal. I would give you Jericho Sims. Can we do that? Really? I'm not giving you a first-round pick. I mean, unless you guys like Donovan Freeman. All right, I would throw in Donovan Freeman. So Obi Toppin and Donovan Freeman for Charles Bassey. I mean, could I maybe get like a different first-round pick instead of one in this draft? Let's see. Would they do this? They will want to do a swap in 2030. That's fine with me. We could do that. All right, so we landed a future first-round pick from the Pistons for basically Donovan Freeman and Obi Toppin. It will be a swap, though, but we do get the better end of the swap in 2030. And Nate Ament fell to us at number 11. That's a no-brainer in my opinion. I don't know how him and Giannis could coexist, but we'll figure it out. We wanted to take the best player available. And yes, AJ DeBanza went #1 overall. Or DeBanza, I call him DeBanza. I'm probably going to be told in the comments I'm wrong, and I'm going to have to figure out how to say his name. Whoa, the 13th pick was traded for Onyeka Okongwu in a future first. Why do I feel like Portland made out well in that deal? And then with the 21st pick, I took Mikael Brown Jr. out of Mississippi. He's going to be fighting for the backup point guard minutes behind Emmanuel Quickley next year. Definitely declining the $16 million Bogdan Bogdanovic option. I don't think we're going to have cap space. I'm going to give a VCH and Proctor the qualifying offer. Sure. I think we did clear up a decent amount of money this offseason. Yeah, like we have a little bit, so I can use it on a mid-level exception. Oh my God, I love AJ Mitchell on this team, who spent last year in LA. We could also get Quentin Grimes, who could be a great fit. Damn, I'd love like 5 different of these guys. I can get Keegan Murray maybe. I mean, Kyle Kuzma's got 1 year left on his deal, so I probably could find a trade suitor for him. Can I look at an extension right now? Kuzma would cost me $12 million. I mean, he is... I don't know. I don't think I'm going to feel obligated to keep him throughout this rebuild, so I think there's a chance we could trade him. I'm going to re-sign Andre Jackson on a 3-year deal worth around $15 million, though. And I'm kind of targeting next offseason where we could have a max contract to hand out. I mean, that is when Jokic could be a free agent, Karl-Anthony Towns and those guys. Kevin Durant would be so sick next to Giannis, but I'd have to find a suitor for Quickley and Kuzma, which is going to be really tough. All right, I'm going to try to give AJ Mitchell 3 years, $43 million. I don't want to renounce the rights on these guys. We do have a $6.7 million trade exception for Brook Lopez, and it's looking like that is not going to get matched Let's go. I think that could make Emmanuel Quickly a little bit more expendable down the line. All right, I have no idea if I could rob the Brooklyn Nets, but I'm going to try to. Kyle Kuzma and Jericho Sims for Philly's top 10 protected pick in 27, and I get Hugo Gonzalez. Would they do this? They would want to give me Isaiah Joe, which I don't really need an Isaiah Joe. And they would want my 2030 Clippers pick and that Nuggets pick, which I don't want to throw in. I mean, would I rather have Hugo Gonzalez? I would have taken a chance on Dariq Whitehead, but they gave him an extension, which is kind of insane. And I don't really think there's anybody else here that would make sense for us right now. And I don't want to commit long-term money to anyone. So I think I would trade Kuzma straight up for this first round pick. Kuzma and Jericho Sims for a 2027 top 10 protected first. They're going to agree to that. Kyle Kuzma, get off my roster. And then that allows us to have a little bit of cap space. I'm going to try to sign Jordan Hawkins, a player we tried getting in the Damian Lillard trade. Hopefully we're able to pick him up, please. 3 years, $23 million. That could be a steal of a contract for us, who's going to play meaningful minutes now that Kuzma is off my roster. So I plan on all 3 of these guards getting minutes. I plan on all 6 of these guards getting minutes because we don't have many wings on this team. But I'm definitely more excited about the roster this year than I was last year. And we get Proctor back on the qualifying offer and Zvonimir Visic. Last year we saw a lot of red. This year we're seeing more green. AJ Mitchell, I'm very excited to see what he can do in this offense. Charles Bassey goes up. He's going to probably get 24 minutes a night. Same with Mo Wagner. Even Tyrese Proctor goes up. Okay. All right, so since he's getting paid a ton of money, Emmanuel Quickly should be here. And I wonder if we'd be better off not having Quickly getting paid that much money, but it's fine. I think Saddiq Bey can start at the 3, but he's only going to get 20 minutes a night. We're going to go 37 to Giannis. We're going to go 24 to Bassey, 24 to Mo. They'll be splitting minutes at the 5 spot. Quickly could get 30, or yeah, he can get 30 minutes a night. Hawkins at 20, I think 5 is fine with me because we are going to play AJ Mitchell a ton of minutes. I want him to get 25 off the bench. AJ Green can get about 18. They want to give Andre Jackson 17. They want to give Tyrese Proctor 13 minutes, which we could possibly do. I do want to give Nate Ament at least 11 minutes. And then we can honestly go 10 to Proctor. We had to pick up Fontecchio on the minimum. So maybe Mikal Brown Jr. won't play in his rookie year, at least to start off the year until the trade deadline. We're 3.5 star balanced. I hope Giannis sees the vision of this team. And I hope that he's all right, you guys can maybe have a max slot in free agency. And oh my God, I'm really going to have to owe my first round pick to Atlanta. I think that's been sent around from the Drew trade and then also into the DeJounte Murray trade. But we are off to a 2-8 start. I'm sure Kyle Kuzma's tweeting that he just beat his former team and dropped, of course, 24 points. Of course, he's now shooting 50% from the field. All right, so at the trade deadline, at least we are not the worst team in the NBA. We are currently 24-26. We do have a positive point differential, which is definitely pushing us in the right direction. Giannis is averaging 27 and 11. Emmanuel Quickly having an efficient season is encouraging for a couple different reasons, more specifically trade value. Jordan Hawkins, I took a chance on him. I was hoping that field goal percentage could get above 40%. And he can kind of keep that 39% three-point percentage. It's not the end of the world. But AJ Mitchell has been a beast, man. 6'5". I don't know if he's better suited at the 2, but he has been great, and I think that is going to be a fantastic pickup for us. Andre Jackson shooting 37% from 3. He's under a great contract, too. And that's something we've done well, I think. That Garrett Trent Jr. extension, Andre Jackson's extension, AJ Green's extension. We're getting out in front of these guys. Charles Bassey's averaging 8 and 9. I will take that from my backup center any day of the week. Even Tyrese Proctor's been all right this year. All right, so I'm going to help out the Nuggets here, and I'm going to give them Saddiq Bey's expiring for Zeke Naji, who does have a $7.4 million player option that he's most likely going to opt into next year. But I'm getting their 2030 first for taking that on, basically. So I don't mind that. We're accumulating more and more draft capital, and we have a nice treasure chest of draft picks coming up. We do own the Nuggets top 5 protected pick this year, and the Sixers top 10 protected. The Sixers, that pick looks like it's going to be in the top 10. They are one of the worst teams in the NBA. The Nuggets, that pick could end up being at the end of the lottery this year, which would be kind of nice for us. So I'm going to start Andre Jackson now. He is going to be inserted into the starting lineup. I don't know why they put Quickly off the bench, but it is going to be, I'm going to start AJ Mitchell in the second half for sure. He's going to get about 30 minutes a night. Let's go 25 to Andre Jackson. We can kind of stick with what we have here with Wagner, Hawkins, Green, Proctor, and Ament all getting minutes. And then the final 8, I want to give to Mikal Brown Jr. just to see what he can do. My goal is that Emmanuel Quickly continues this, and I'm able to move him in the offseason. I may have to attach some type of asset to get off the expiring of Zeke Naji, but I don't think it will be too much because it's only $7.4 million, and we could be a big-time player in the 2027 free agency class. All right, so Luka Doncic ends up winning MVP this year. AJ Debinca ends up Rookie of the Year. It's always going to pay me because that was used with our first round pick. You know what? You're welcome, New Orleans. You better do something here in the Western Conference. Shout out to Trey Johnson winning most improved in Utah. So we do get Giannis on All-NBA first team in year number 3, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 3.2 stocks tonight. Incredible year for somebody at 32 years old. Obviously, the clock is ticking on what he could be for us going forward. Cat's a free agent. I never really signed Cat, so I don't know. We're going to keep an eye on Cat for sure in free agency. And look at that. We are back in the playoffs as a 6 seed. We are going to have Emmanuel quickly go up against his former team in the Toronto Raptors. And I'm excited to see what we can do because the Raptors, they never scare me in the 2K playoffs because I feel like they always underperform. And I think we could be in a prime position for a potential upset. I'm excited to see what we can do. I would say everybody kind of exceeded my expectations this year outside of Jordan Hawkins. So you know what? I will take that. Even like Tyrese Proctor wasn't bad for us. Like, not bad for an undrafted free agent. Now, I'm sure he's going to want like $20 million, and this is the last year. He's a buck. But for the playoffs, I don't think I'm going to be playing the rookies, so no minutes to Mikal Brown Jr., and no minutes to Nate Ament either. So 10 minutes to Proctor. We can go, honestly, 20 to AJ Green. I'm going to go about 15 to Jordan Hawkins just because he's been inefficient. We're going to stick with the 24-24 centered rotation here, which I wouldn't mind bringing them both back. Or like, Wagner's under contract, but Bassey's a free agent. Giannis, you're going to get 40 minutes a night. I think AJ Mitchell is going to get like 36 minutes a night. Let's go 33 to Andre Jackson. And honestly, we can go like 38 to Quickly. I need you to make your money here on the big stage. We're taking on the Raptors in round number 1, and we do end up winning game 1. Zaire Williams with 15, Esenewell with 14. They have DeJounte Murray there. Still have Harden on that massive deal. I wonder if he's going to retire in the offseason, but Giannis has a great start to the playoffs quickly, and AJ Mitchell worked great as well. We do lose game 2. We only scored 92 points, and we got pretty much blown out of the building. That's fine. I will take a split in Toronto. We do lose game 3. I'm fine with splitting in Milwaukee, but that means it's a must-win game 4 after Giannis has a monster game 3, but it does not matter. And then we also lose game 4. Damn, Giannis is putting up 36, 12, and 5. And we're down 3 games to 1. We do force a game 6. We win by 12 here in Toronto. Hey, you never know. You force a game 6, like we're at home, and then game 7, anything can happen, and we can come back down 3 to 1. But let's see here. We have a very good kind of second quarter, third quarter-ish compared to the first quarter. Down by 8, 3.5 to go. Can we go on a run? We're down by 5 with 20 seconds left. Damn, we're going to lose by 3. That sucks. Charles Bassey was our leading scorer in game 6. Giannis, damn, 11 and 8. Only took 8 shots. He fouled out in 29 minutes. They played very good defense on Giannis. And we do get eliminated in 6 games. So we've yet to win a playoff series in this video. We've had multiple round 1 exits. All right, so Ja Morant wins Western Conference Finals MVP, and Ace Bailey is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So the Grizzlies are just fine, I guess, without Taylor Jenkins. And they win a ring. Ja Morant is your Finals MVP. Did New Orleans? Yeah, they made the playoffs as the 5 seed, but they got bounced in round 1. I mean, that's incredible. AJ and Zion, they are running Jabari Smith Jr. at the 5, which is interesting. So there goes Kevin Durant. There goes Brook Lopez, Bucks legend. Chris Middleton, Bucks legend as well, retires. Damn it, Harden did retire. I mean, that would have been a nice contract. But I felt like if he was on my team, he was never going to retire. So draft lottery time, as our pick is going to be projected at number 11 via Denver. So as long as that doesn't get insanely lucky and jump up, we're going to keep that. But we're not going to get that Philly pick because that is top 10 protected. That pick ends up going to Philadelphia at 4. We get the 11th overall pick from the Denver Nuggets. Not too bad. But we do have to give the Pelicans our first round pick at 18. I believe that is the last first round pick that I have to give out outright for us. Because in 2028, I'm just kidding. We own, oh my God, the swap with the Blazers. I guess, yep, that is from the Damian Lillard trade. Oh, what am I kidding? And in 2029, we have to give it out as well in a swap. So Jesus Christ, Milwaukee doesn't really own any draft capital going forward. And here we go. We are going to shed $32.5 million. It'll probably end up being like $28 million, but I'm going to trade Emmanuel Quickly for the 16th overall pick in the NBA draft. We're cooking. So at pick 11, I'm taking Caleb Holt, a wing out of Alabama. And then with the Emmanuel Quickly pick, I ended up taking Adam. Oh, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. So we are going to sign both these guys. I mean, that is going to be around $7 million. And like around $12 million that we're adding in a player right there. Zeke Naji picks up his player option, but we are going to look to shed that money. And I wish you could trade for cash considerations in this game because that's exactly what I would do. But I'm going to trade Zeke Naji in a second for a second, but I wish it was cash, like I said. So Vicic and Proctor, we are going to offer the qualifying offers too, but I can get Proctor back on the QO. That would be great. So I'm not getting Wemby. How much is Jokic going for? Out of my price range by at least $12 million. Damn, so I'm about $14 million from getting Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Green, we could afford. Jalen Green could be a very, as I'm losing my voice right there, a fun offensive option next to Giannis, and I don't have to shed that much more money. So let's give him a 3+1. He's 25 years old. He's coming off a year where he averaged 20 points on really good efficiency. Let's do it. Now, it looks like, unfortunately, I do have to renounce the rights on Charles Bassey, but I'm going to have to take that risk. Andy Visic and Fontecchio. Actually, no, I don't have to do it on Visic, but Charles Bassey, yes, sadly. But welcome to the team, Jalen Green. But I'm also going to be signing Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew here, Big Stew. I always forget what it is. Who didn't play at all for the Pistons last year. He's going to be the backup to Mo, because I don't think I can get back Charles Bassey. I mean, maybe we can on one of the final days in free agency, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit. And sadly, he did get a 3-year deal from the Phoenix Suns. 3 years, $33 million. That's a good pickup by them. And Jokic ended up going back to the Denver Nuggets. Cat went back to the Knicks. And we are gonna get a Visic and Proctor back on the qualifying offers, which is pretty sweet. So Nate Amen shoots up to an 82 overall. There's Jalen Green as a 90. Can Jalen Green be better right now in 2020, than what Damian Lillard was for us in the beginning of the video? I think we could look to try to add an upgrade at the center spot throughout the regular season. We do have a plethora of wings right now. And before the season starts, we are going to ink up Mo Wagner on a 3-year deal worth $18 million. All right, so I'm going to run out an 11-man rotation. Look at how deep this bench is with Proctor, Ament, Hawkins, Stewart, Green, and Mikal Brown Jr. Starting 5 is going to be Mitchell, Jalen Green, Andre Jackson, Giannis, and Mo Wagner. This is the most depth a Giannis team has ever had in Milwaukee, or at least since the early days. We start off the season with 2 nice wins. Giannis drops 23 and 22 in game 1, and then against the Bucks here, Jalen Green, 27 points and 10 rebounds. All right, so maybe not where I'd like to be at the deadline at 23 and 27. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets, who are the top team in the Eastern Conference. It looks like they didn't re-sign Kyle Kuzma, but the East is garbage yet again. So 23 and 27 gives you the 6th spot in the East. I think there's a couple of things we could look for at the deadline. I mean, Jalen Green has been incredible. 55, 45, 93 splits, but we have a ton of depth. Andre Jackson shooting 37% from 3. I think if we wanted to at the deadline, I mean, Tyrese Proctor has developed nicely. I don't know if I would start him and move AJ Mitchell to the bench. I don't hate that instead of trying to trade for a starting point guard. I may try to trade for an upgrade at the center spot because Mo Wagner's efficiency has taken a hit. All right, so I'm going to see if I could trade Isaiah Stewart and Zvonimir Visic, not really hurting too much of my depth, for Zach Edey. I don't know if Zach Edey has gotten a rookie extension yet. He has not, so he's a restricted free agent at the end of the year. I would definitely trade some draft capital. I assume they're going to decline this. I didn't know if I was going to get a counter. I have some draft capital to work with here, so I think I'm going to include... do I want to include that first? I think I'm going to start off with this swap works between Milwaukee and Portland in 28. They're going to say no, but since Edey is under team control, let's offer 2 first-round picks. And they're going to accept that. Well, not team control, but he is a restricted free agent at the end of the year. This is going to lower Mo Wagner's minutes to about 15 minutes a night. And we are going to make some changes to this rotation. So, like Caleb Holt, like not going to get minutes, but probably deserves to. So, I want Proctor to start, and we're going to have AJ Mitchell be the 6th man. He's going to get around 28 minutes a night. Proctor's going to get more minutes, don't worry. AJ Green is knocking down 52% of his threes. Jordan Hawkins has been efficient this year. Nate Amen has been great. So maybe I lower Mo to like 10 minutes a night just because the efficiency is really taking a hit. I'm going to go about 27 to Zach Edey. Let's go about 25 to Tyrese Proctor. And let's hope this team improves in the second half. And I do have to sign just like a veteran before the end of the year just because I don't have enough money. Will Riley would have been nice. DeMar DeRozan, you want the minimum? Dude, who's paying you $7 million? You might as well just chill. I thought that was Ace Bailey for a second. Oh my God. See, like, 2K's got to fix this. Why do these guys want so much money? Like, PJ Johnson, $9 million. Nobody's giving that to you. That's why you're a free agent right now. All right, so we're going to get Caleb Houston for the rest of the year. All right, so Wemby wins MVP. Tyron Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Yegor Demon is your 6th Man of the Year. Wemby wins Depoy. Caleb Wilson, Most Improved. And Devin Booker, Clutch Player of the Year. It seems like the Brooklyn Nets are like the only good team in the Eastern Conference. Giannis, again at 33, gets on All-NBA First Team. They got Dylan Harper and AJ DeBanza over there in New Orleans. Kind of incredible. Trae Young is in Indiana, backing up Tyrese Halliburton. Okay. Giannis on all defensive first team again as well. I'd even mention that we got Andre Jackson and Jordan Hawkins. Like I should have mentioned this 3 years ago. Or 2 years ago. We have them on the same team. They both won a national title with each other at UConn in that 2023 college season. They were both obviously in the 2023 draft. So Jalen Green ended up as our leading scorer. It's just a shame he's playing 30 minutes a night. And I get why. It's because I have so many wings coming off the bench, but we do have really great depth right now. And I'm excited to see what this team can do in the playoffs. I don't think Mikal Brown Jr. is going to get minutes because I do want to trim this rotation down a little bit. Yeah, like 12. Well, no, we don't have 12 guys. But like Caleb Holt, I think needs minutes next year. Adam O needs minutes eventually. So we're going to go about 10 minutes to Green, 15 to a minute Hawkins. Mo Wagner can get about 15 minutes a night. AJ Mitchell could stay at 28. Let's go 30 to Zach Edey. Let's go 38 to Giannis. Let's go 27 to Tyrese Proctor, who was really good for us this year. I hope I can bring him back. And honestly, let's go 40 to Jalen Green. Let's see if we can play him as many minutes as possible. We're going up against Suggs, Malik Thomas, who I think is a UConn guy in this. I don't know if he's a UConn guy in real life. But Franz, Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr., Black, also there. They have added Jeremy Shoham. All right, round one, we do end up winning game one by 2 points. Could we finally get a playoff series victory? Jalen Green does not play well in his debut. Tyrese Proctor did not shoot well either. We do win game two, though. 112-103. Our defense has been great. Mo Wagner went 0 of 3 from the field. Still ended up with 5 points. We do win game three. There we go. 152-138. 38 for Giannis. 27 for Jalen Green. 18, 9, and 6 for Tyrese Proctor. Are we going to give them a gentleman's sweep? Come on, let's be gentlemen to the Orlando Magic. There we go. We end up gentlemen sweeping them. We win 140-112. Giannis drops a 33-point triple-double. He was incredible in round one. On to round two, and that was our first playoff series victory in this video. It's crazy it came in the 2028 season. So we're taking on Toronto here in round number two, a team I think we could definitely beat, but it is a good young team for sure. Game one goes to the Bucks, 125-120. The Raptors were up 2-0 against the Bucks in those 2021 East. No, I have it reversed. The Bucks were up 2-0 to the Raptors in the 2019 Eastern Conference Finals. That's where I was going with that. We ended up losing a really good defensive matchup here in game two. Zach Edey had 20 rebounds. Game three goes to the Raptors in overtime. Damn, they won by 2. I feel like this really was a series where we could have won. Jordan Hawkins, he's been fine. He's in a more diminished role. We do win game four, 132-109. Andre Jackson explodes for 33 points. He knocks down 8 threes. Are you kidding me? And we win game 5. We are up 3-2. Can the Milwaukee Bucks go to the conference finals? Yes, they can for the first time since the 2021 season. It is crazy the 2022 Bucks didn't make it to the ECF because Boston came back down 3-2. I know Middleton was hurt in that series, but that was crazy. 38% from the field, Green in the playoffs. It's not been great, but we're in the ECF taking on the Brooklyn Nets, who have been like the best team in the East for a while now. And for a while, I mean basically 2 years. So game one goes to goes to Brooklyn. Sadly, we ended up losing by 6. I may trim the rotation for the ECF, and I think I'm not going to play AJ Green just because if he's not hitting his threes, he doesn't have a ton of value to me right now. So let's go 40 to Giannis. Let's go 27 to Andre Jackson, and we can go 30 to Proctor. Game number 2 goes to Brooklyn. I mean, I didn't really expect to beat this team as Ace Bailey drops 44. All right, game number 3. That's going to go to Milwaukee. Giannis with 29, 16, and 9. Andre Jackson with 26. AJ Mitchell with 24. Jalen Green with 23. On to game 4. We lose this one. 122-104. It's fine. Are we going to lose in 5? Nope, we do force a game 6. Hey, you never know. We win game 6 at home. Game 7 at the Barclays. I mean, the Nets and the Bucks had incredible matchups in those 2021 playoffs when it was KD. I know Harden was banged up. Kyrie was hurt. We are down by 3 here in the third quarter. Can we have a strong fourth? Down by 5. Come on, man. Damn. We are down by 4 with 2:20 left. Let's see if we can win this. All right, so Tyrese Proctor's got 11 assists. I really hope I can re-sign him in the offseason because he has been an insane undrafted free agent for us, which is cool because I couldn't tell you the last time I've had an undrafted free agent work out for me or really gone after them. Ace Bailey going to the rim, and Giannis with the steal. Oh, God, he's tired, but I'm going right to the rim. And he's got a clear path to throw it down. It's a 2-point game. He's hyped up. Game 6 of the ECF, the biggest moment Giannis has played in a while. He's got, what, 37, 9, and 8. And he's guarding Ace Bailey, which is just electric. So they got Isaiah Joe, a great 3-point shooter. We almost got Isaiah Joe in that Kuzma deal, but we got Proctor guarding Joe. We're fine. We're here. Mo Wagner, you can help a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to double team because, I mean, Claxton ain't shooting the ball. 2, 1, come on, please get the rebound. Oh, wow, Ace Bailey. It is incredible what, like, AJ Mitchell has become as well. So Giannis is guarded by, like, Ace Bailey. I mean, are they going to send the double? This should be an easy oh, my God. Is that a 3 seconds? I'm so stupid. Why did they just put Caleb Houston in? I'm so confused. Why is Caleb Houston in the game right now? I don't know if that's a glitch, but that is not what I wanted. This guy should not even be playing for us, and he's guarding Ace Bailey. Luckily, he actually just clamped him up a little bit right there. Giannis is still in. All right, Proctor, can we get to the rim? Tyrese Proctor, oh, God. All right, well, it was Cam Thomas guarding Giannis. All right, let's be smart here. Let's not get a dumb 3-second. Kick it out to Caleb. Oh, my God, why is Caleb Houston taking the biggest shot? Oh, my God, and he hits it. Caleb Houston off the street. I think Taylor Jenkins just glitched out on the sideline and accidentally said Caleb Houston instead of Andre Jackson. And he hits the biggest shot of the game so far for us. 1-point game. Oh my god, but he's got to guard Ace Bailey, which is not what we want. Oh my god, he fouls him hard from the back. And Ace Bailey is going to go 2 for 2 to make it a 3-point game. All right, Giannis, I mean, clear path to the rim, gonna take that. He's got 39. I guess Zach Edey did foul out in this game, so yeah, Mo Wagner is currently in. Andre Jackson's got 16 points. I mean, you can let Edey have a little bit of space there. AJ Mitchell, Ace Bailey, that's somebody that doesn't need space. Oh my god, Ace Bailey. You're kidding me. He's basically KD reincarnated right now, getting payback for those 2021 playoffs. Mo Wagner, I mean, he's got Cam Thomas guarding him. Are they going to send a double? I need a 3. Giannis with the 3. Kick it over to AJ Mitchell. Great pass. AJ for 3. He hits it. Oh my god, that was massive. 1-point game. AJ getting it done. All right, let's foul. Oh, I wanted to foul Giddey. Cam Thomas at the line. He knocks down the first. Hey, we're going to have a chance to tie it. All right, so I don't need to go for the 3. It could be a quick 2, which we're going to do right now. That was a scary pass. Giannis guarded by John Collins in the post here. Come on, Giannis, get that over him. Oh my god. No. What is going? Oh my god. All right, we're going to have to settle for the 3. Nope. Oh god. All right. 8 seconds here. This is not good. Andre Jackson about to take the biggest shot of his life. Oh my god. I am the worst this game. Yep, I know, 2K. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so Zion and Ace Bailey are your conference finals MVPs. You got Dylan Harper versus Ace Bailey in the chip, and Dylan Harper ends up getting finals MVP. I really thought we could have won that game 6. I mean, that's on me. All right, so Philly's pick could be a top pick in this draft. The Clippers ended up getting the number 1 pick, but that goes to Philly. We are going to get Philly's pick at 7, so that dropped a little bit. And then we did have to give Memphis our pick at 22 from the Zach Edey trade, and at 20 as well. So we could have had 3 first-round picks, but we kept the best one. All right, so I'm going to make this trade with the Sacramento Kings. I'm giving them pick 7 and Mo Wagner. You were good to us, Mo Wagner, but we're going to send you off to Sacramento for Max Christie and a 2029 first-round pick, top 3 protected. Now this maybe makes Jordan Hawkins expendable. So we didn't have any rookies in this draft, but we got plenty of guys that need playing time. They took Richie King out of Pepperdine at pick 7, picking up the team options on Nate Ament and Mikael Brown Jr. We're definitely going to pay Proctor and Edey this offseason. I mean, Edey getting $33 million, it seems like a stretch. I don't think I'm giving Proctor $30+ million either. All right, so we're going to sign Zach Edey 4 years, $111 million to come back. And then Tyrese Proctor, 3 years, $71 million to come back as well. Giannis, still at a 96. Jalen Green regresses a little bit, but you could see a ton of green. This team has so much depth. Like, I think Andre Jackson's going to play. I don't think AJ Green's going to be in the rotation next year. Jordan Hawkins may not make this rotation. We can ink up AJ Mitchell on a 3-year extension, so let's do that. He's been great to us. Honestly, Jordan Hawkins on like that, I think we might as well bring him back. And AJ Green, I mean, he's one of the OGs. I want to bring him back as well. Like, it's only him, Andre Jackson, Damian Lillard's farewell touring at the end of the year. But yeah, it's just AJ Green, Andre Jackson, and Giannis. So trying to figure out this rotation is so tough. I think it's going to be Proctor and Green in the backcourt, Max Christie at the 3, Giannis and Edey at the 4 and the 5. We did sign Jeremy Grant to a veteran minimum, but yeah, like I think some of these guys are not going to play, like maybe some of the OGs, at least in the regular season. But I do want to give Caleb Holt a shot. He's going to get around 15 minutes a night. Jordan Hawkins is going to get 10 minutes. We're going to go 10 to Mikael Brown Jr. I guess Nate Ament he's 6'10". He could be the backup 5. I'm going to give Adam O about 10 minutes as well, and then I would like to give 24 to Christie, 34 to Green. We can do 30 to Proctor, 30 to Edey, and 35 to Giannis. All right, and let's hope that this team can go from making it to the conference finals last year to the NBA finals this year. All right, so Tyrese Proctor turned into a really nice point guard for us. Max Christie, maybe not the 3-point shooter I expected him to be, but it's still been fine for us. AJ Mitchell's an efficiency god for us as a 6-man. But we're here at the deadline. It's basically, do I want to make some type of move to go all in even more? We are 39-12. We are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference by a decent margin of 6.5 games. And I'm going to make this blockbuster trade. I don't know if this is risky to mess things up with the 1 seed, but yeah, I mean, Jordan Hawkins has been kind of good for us, but he's playing way less minutes, and that's why he's shooting better. I'm going to trade 3 small forwards, Caleb Holt, Max Christie, Jordan Hawkins in the 2031st for Bilal Coulibaly, who's 24 years old. I mean, his numbers are fine, but he's a good defender, good playmaker, good rebounder, and he's 24. And I get Cameron Holmes out of this deal as well, who I would say is pretty on par with Caleb Holt. So I think I'm basically trading Max Christie, Jordan Hawkins, and giving the Clippers their pick back for Bilal Coulibaly. Let's do it, man. So we're going to give Bilal around like 33 minutes a night. He's going to be the starting small forward. We're going to give Jalen Green around 37 minutes a night, 30 to Proctor. Like, that is a really good starting 5. And then we're going to have Mitchell, Brown. I know I heard a little bit of the depth here. Adam O is going to get around like 10 minutes a night. Mikael Brown there. And then honestly, let's throw, do I throw Holmes in there? I think I'm going to throw Andre Jackson in there just to see who's going to get minutes for the playoffs. So AJ ends up winning MVP. Yeah, hopefully that lights a fuel for us. Like, I don't know, lights a fire under us, under our skin, just because that was our pick. The son of Scott Hansen, who does Red Zone, ends up winning Rookie of the Year this season. That's how deep we are into this. So Chris Finch, coach of the Pelicans, they went 68-14. Shout out to Giannis, man. All NBA first team again as a 34-year-old. The Grizzlies are doing just fine without Zach Edey because now they have Chet Holmgren, and Giannis is still a top 5 defender in the sport. All right, so we get the 1 seed. First time ever in this video. We ended up winning 63 games. Damn. We didn't get like 68 like the Pelicans, but by far and away the best team in the Eastern Conference. It would be very disappointing if we do not make it at least to the NBA Finals. And we know it's going to be Proctor, Green, Bilal, Giannis, and Zach Edey. AJ Mitchell is the 6th man. I think we just got to figure out what's after that. I think Nate Ament definitely going to get minutes. Mikael Brown Jr. going to get some minutes. And then I think I'm deciding between Andre Jackson or Adam O. And I think we're going to choose Jackson just because he's been there for us before. So let's go 13 to Jackson, 13 to Brown. We can go about 20 to Ament, 26 to AJ, 32 to Edey, 36 to Giannis. That's about good with me. Maybe we do 31 to Proctor there. So we're taking on Boston in round 1. They have Johnson, White, Brown, Tatum, KP, Jalen Tyson, Jackson Richardson, Cole Anthony. That's a good team. And I would be so upset if they beat me in round 1, but we actually swept them. And Giannis drops 32 points, getting revenge for those 2022 Eastern Conference semifinals. So we're taking on the Knicks here in round 2. They have a good team. They have a really good bench of Onyeka Okongwu, Josh Hart, Herb Jones, and Dalton Connect. Obviously, the guys are a little bit older. They actually beat us by 2 in game 1. Don't do this to me. Game 2, okay, thank God. We blow them out. All right, that feels good after losing game 1. But then we go down 2-1. Oh my God. So they beat us by 2, and then they beat us by 6 in overtime. Damn. All right, here we go. Game number 4 goes to the Bucks. Thank God. We win 124-114. Giannis says, no, sir, I'm dropping 33. And then we win game 5. Jalen Green drops 38 for us. He hits 8 threes. And then we win game 6. We blow them out in this one. Damn, Cat and Kobe struggled. Tyrese Proctor, oh my God, drops 42. I wouldn't have mind taking on the Nets as well. The Pelicans lost to the Lakers in round 1. That's the Luka effect. Oh my God, I would be pissed. Like, you have Harper, Miller. How did they get Miller? I don't know. Debanza, Zion. Yeah, I mean, I hope I get that luck in my post-Ingram Pelicans rebuild that I will be doing very soon. We're taking on the Magic. We do win game 1. Giannis, or we drop 152. We win game 2. Ever since we went down 2-1 to the Knicks, we've been on a little bit of a tear. We win game 3. Nate Ament drops 23. All right, just don't blow a 3-0 lead, and we sweep them. So we're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies here in the NBA Finals. 2 massive NBA markets, Memphis and Milwaukee, going up against each other. We do take home game 1 by 3. Thank God we're winning the close ones. Tyrese Proctor hits 8 threes. We win game 2. Oh my God. All right. That is a statement win if I've ever seen one before. And then we win game 3, 148-111. Oh my God, that game, like, we beat them by 3 in game 1. I'm like, all right, they could easily split this. Game 2 was a massacre. Game 4, we sweep them. And the Milwaukee Bucks, for the first time in 8 years, win the NBA Finals. And Giannis, who dropped 28, 13, 8, and then also dropped, 4.2 stocks a night, gets Finals MVP for the 2nd time in his career. Man, that feels good. We built a really good team here around Giannis. We just had to suffer some really poor losses in seasons in the beginning of this, and we also lost out on the #1 overall pick in the 26th draft. So that is it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which rebuild after the deadline you'd like to see next. I think you guys are going to definitely be getting a post-Brandon Ingram Pelicans rebuild very soon, and I'll catch y'all on that one. Peace.